The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As oh my goodness, this was a tweet by Crypto Assets Guy on Twitter. He stated this XRP lawsuit is about to end. XRP is about to be the first digital asset with clarity. It has not hit a new all-time high since 2017. There's real utility, 3-second transactions, XLS20 and NFT capabilities are running smoothly, top partnerships, powerful banks around the world. The XRP community is the smartest crypto community on the planet. I believe XRP is too big to fail. We were meant to take over all the damn money. Rosie Rios, the woman whose name is on all the damn money, joined Ripple. Jim Cramer, the man who is meant to make retail investors poor by telling you the opposite of what you should do, has told you 3 times in the past month to not invest in XRP. All these things combined make me understand that we are at a critical moment in XRP's history. And actually, you guys need to understand that we're currently sitting on 6-year-long support for the XRP price chart. This means that this current price could very well be the potential bottom for XRP. And this very price is very critical and will dictate the future of what's about to happen. It could very well be the case that in short order XRP may be about to erupt, and I know many of you have heard this before, but let me say it again. It's better to be a month, a week, a year too early than 1 second too late, because once this baby rips, and I think it will rip in 2023, it's not gonna stop for a while. Now, as we continue, I want to remind you of a powerful quote billionaire investor Chamath stated last year, 2022, that didn't come into play for 2022, but I believe will come into play in 2023. I don't think he was speaking out of his ass. I think he was just a little too early with his projection. It's looking to me like 2023 is about to be the year of new payment rails, new settlement systems, CBDCs, and the rise of crypto projects that'll be assisting with all of this. And here's a brief reminder of what was stated.
My biggest business loser for 2022 is Visa and MasterCard and traditional payment rails and the entire ecosystem around it. So I think that this is the year you can put on what probably will be the most profitable spread trade of my lifetime, which is to be short these companies. And that anybody that basically lives off of this 2 or 3% tax and be long, well thought out Web3 crypto projects that are rebuilding payments infrastructure in a completely decentralized way. If you read the white papers of these crypto projects and you systematically put together a framework, I think you can be long those and you can be short Visa, MasterCard, because I think this is their peak market cap.
Man, Visa's market cap is $500 billion, huh?
It's a completely contrived duopoly that
and
doesn't
what does
need to
Visa
exist.
mean to a young person? And MasterCard's almost $400 billion, so they're $1 trillion combined market cap.
The canary in the coal mine here is pretty significant. The most important thing is Amazon earlier this year decided to just shut Visa off in the UK. Amazon is not going to do something like that, in my opinion, unless it's a test of what they can do all around the world. There really is no need today for all of these small businesses to sit on top of Visa, MasterCard, and Amex rails. It's unnecessary. It'll probably get developed in the developing world first. This is why I think, focusing seeing in markets like Nigeria, to me, are way more exciting than talking about these fading Western European countries. Who cares? This is where this stuff will happen. It's not to say that those other companies can't trundle along for a while. We'll look back in 10 years and their market caps will be materially lower. Anybody in those traditional infrastructure and rails versus anybody in this new infrastructure and rails, it will look like a no-brainer. You can kind of short anybody who's public, because anybody who's public can really only be public or will go public because they feast off of this artificial 2 or 3% transaction fee. Everybody does. The companies you want to be long are those private companies in crypto that you can read the white papers of, whose protocols have utility, and who's building some element of infrastructure that replaces a traditional business. This is not one where I think this disruption happens slow. I think it happens swiftly.
Swiftly being 5 to 10 years?
No, like in a year.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chamath Palihapitiya is 100% describing Ripple. Whether he knows it or not, Ripple and XRP are doing exactly what he's describing. XRP will get rid of nonsensical fees, unnecessary middlemen, will accelerate the speed in which transactions are taking place. Chamath is letting us know that the old payment rails are dying, and that the new global financial system is about to be birthed. We're going through the birth canal of regulatory clarity right now. And when we finally make it out of the womb, a star will be born. XRP is ready. The bottom is very possibly in. If the bottom really is in for XRP at this critical support, then it's going to be nothing but non-stop positive price trajectory for a while. We're also at the exact same time about to see our Flare airdrop hit our wallets in just a couple days. And all of this coming together makes for the XRP perfect storm. Don't forget why you're here. You're here because you know the future is now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while there's nothing but positive news breaking in every direction for Ripple and XRP, the same cannot be said for the rest of the crypto market. Yesterday, a US judge stated that Celsius Network owns most consumer crypto deposits, meaning that this scam of a crypto exchange has completely stolen consumer funds, and it doesn't matter. They got away with it. And retail investors, at the end of the day, are the ones that pay the price. In addition, Genesis parent company Digital Currency Group shutters its wealth management division as it's not looking good for Barry Silbert, someone that we used to hold in high regard in the crypto industry, is now part of the collateral damage of what occurred with FTX. Ladies and gentlemen, the end of this FTX contagion has not been found yet. We're seeing players beginning to close shop every day. And while it's unfortunate to see, it's part of natural market forces. And this was a great catalyst for crypto regulation and the eventual mass adoption by trillion-dollar institutions of this asset class. Only a couple crypto assets will survive. Probably less than 1% of the cryptos out there will make it through regulations. Something that needs to be stated. If you have your crypto on exchanges right now, you just want to be robbed, don't you? Back when it was stupid to say to get your crypto off the exchanges, I was telling you to get your crypto off the exchanges. Now look at what happened. Now everyone's telling you, after people already lost money. Take power into your own hands with your offline hardware wallets. And without further ado, I'm going to leave you with a powerful clip further describing the magnitude of the crypto contagion taking place. Something that you need to know about this channel is I'm going to expose you to all the negatives and all the positives from every direction so you can see the clearest picture of the asset class you're investing in. even though Ripple and XRP did get sued and targeted by the SEC. It seems to me like all the corruption is coming from the crypto companies, the exchanges that were given free passes and were neglected by Gary Gensler. Big movements are coming to the crypto industry. Congress is in place and is finally beginning to act. And needless to say, I'm really excited to see what 2023 holds for the XRP army. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. Please watch the rest of this clip, as it'll give you better context over the entire industry. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Huge red flag. If you're in crypto, you need to listen to this because Silvergate Bank is down 40% today. This is the biggest crypto bank in the United States. Here are some of their customers. They literally work with 1,600 of the world's largest crypto miners, exchanges, and custodians that use them to deposit and transfer billions of dollars each month. But for most of Silvergate's 30-year history, they were just this tiny community bank with like 3 branches in Southern California doing tiny real estate deals, and they had like $1 billion in assets. But then in 2019, that all changed. They decided to get into crypto, and by 2020, they had $2 billion in assets, and then in 2021, it surged to $10 billion, and then last year in 2022, it went to $16 billion. And like every company that's hot, they decided to do an IPO. So they IPO'd at $12 in 2019. Stock went on this insane run to $200, and now it's back down to $12. Okay, so triggered by the FTX collapse, there's now been a bank run on Silvergate. Over $8.1 billion has been pulled out of the bank as there's been a complete loss in confidence. So now there's only $3.8 billion left in this bank, and it just came out that $150 million of that is held by customers that have declared bankruptcy. Many of its customers were over-leveraged firms that were gambling that the price of crypto wouldn't fall. Now, to quickly raise cash and fix their balance sheet, they're having to sell securities. So they sold $5.2 billion worth of securities, and they actually netted a loss over $700 million. They're also firing 40% of their workforce. Now, short sellers are selling the crap out of this stock because they think there's more trouble ahead. Now, the CEO did come out and say that they have enough cash on hand to cover current liabilities, but I don't know if the market really believes him. Now, if you follow me, you know that back in November, I released this thread saying that I believe something was going on with Silvergate and there were some red flags. Now,
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at Swift? Former Swift board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon? Amazon and former SEC chair on their legal team, Ripple, who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's High-Level Advisory Board on FinTech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payment Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website, Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.